Welcome in, everyone. We have an explosive episode today about Delta Force drama exploding, SEAL Team 6 legend DJ Shipley being called out, John McPhee being called out, former Delta Force operator Kyle Morgan being called out. This is taking the internet by storm, the special operations world, people interested in the military, in the world of special operations. Can't stop talking about some of the drama that has unfolded over the past couple days. This is, quite frankly, shocking. I'm not sure we've ever seen anything like this in the Delta Force community, but here we are. So I'm going to break down everything that happened. But before we do, please make sure to like and subscribe, comment with your thoughts below, hit the bell so you always know when a new video is coming so you don't miss anything. And now let's get into it. As many people watching this channel know, members of Delta Force, once they leave, once they go into retirement, generally are pretty silent. They don't like the public spotlight. They might go into training, but most guys from the unit don't really like divulging or speaking about their time at the unit. I totally respect it. I totally get that. Of course, I've interviewed a handful of guys. I have some buddies over there, and it varies guy to guy. So it's pretty rare also that you will ever see members of the unit go after each other publicly. I don't know if it's unspoken code. I don't know if it's just about the fact that when you go through what those guys have gone through together, you're very hesitant to launch a verbal attack or call out someone, whatever it might be. I don't have an answer for that. But what I do know is that during an Instagram live session featuring multiple former unit operators, all hell broke loose. Specifically, Matt Pranka, a former Delta Force operator who by all accounts was a phenomenal operator and one of the best shooters that the unit had ever seen during his time in service. He was on with Jamey Caldwell, a couple other people throughout the course. Jamey Caldwell, of course, is a legendary figure in the special operations world. I've never met Jamey. I've never met Matt. Don't know either of them. Know a lot of guys who worked with him. They all have great things to say about him. They all stand by their record. And Jamey famously was in Tora Bora during the hunt for bin Laden right after 9/11. So anyways, as this live unfolds, it is just a lot of chaos. A lot of things were said. Hard to sum it all up. So I've got 3 clips here. We're going to start with the first one, which might be, in my opinion, the most shocking. And that is Matt Pranka, former unit operator, calling out DJ Shipley of the GBRS group, who was a former SEAL Team 6 operator. I believe DJ was on Red Squadron during his time at DevGru, or at least spent some time at Red Squadron. He was part of the famous failed mission in Somalia that he spoke about on the Sean Ryan show. Now he teaches guns and tactics and things of that nature. It is safe to say that Matt Pranka, not a fan of DJ Shipley, but I won't do the speaking for Matt. Let's roll the clip of what former unit operator Matt Pranka had to say about DJ Shipley. Let's play it right now.
DJ Shipley, a piece of fucking shit. No one will except for Matt Pranka.
No, I agree with you.
You're all fucking scared. You're all scared of the fucking... Yes, yes, you all are. Then say
I'm not
it.
scared. I just don't give a fuck. I don't have the time to fucking deal with it. I don't fucking care.
It's still scared. Yeah, I don't care to deal with it. But yet you brought it up. In this one. In this thing.
Yep.
Where so that I say it. Yeah, whatever. The dude's a piece of shit.
He is.
He is. Cole gets a pass. Cole gets a pass based off of fucking personal relationships. DJ can go
So right there, you saw Matt Pranka and Jamey Caldwell, both former unit operators, talking about DJ Shipley without really breaking it down, whatever, might be out there. I don't really know what's driving their grievances with him. I don't know if it's training, a military-related issue. I don't have a clue. And for full disclosure, I've never met DJ Shipley. I have never met anyone from the GBSR group that currently works there. I do know people that know DJ very well. They like the guy. They say that he was a hell of a SEAL Team 6 operator. I'm not going to get on here and talk about anything past that. I think that anyone that serves at a Tier 1 level is obviously a hero and should be respected as such. Doesn't mean you don't have problems, either professionally, personally, whatever it might be. Clearly, Matt Pranka has an issue with DJ Shipley. I think that that is obvious from his comments in the video. Again, what those problems are, I can't tell you. But I can tell you that that was not the only thing that was said that is generating some serious attention online. Caldwell also briefly spoke about his former teammate, John Shrek McPhee. Now, John Shrek McPhee, former unit operator, I believe he left the unit sometime around maybe 2004, early 2004, maybe late 2003. If I got that off in the timeline a little bit, let me know in the comments. Now, I do know John just a little, tiny little bit. I interviewed him a few years ago. I found him to be a nice guy. I found him to be a very entertaining guy. I think anyone would admit that. But he's been doing a lot of podcasts recently. There's been speculation about whether or not he has said things that might be untrue. I cannot answer that. What I can say is that McPhee's stories from when I interviewed him years ago are pretty much the exact same stories he's telling now. I know that Tom Greer, the guy that wrote The Hunt for Bin Laden or Killing Osama Bin Laden under the pen name Dalton Fury, wrote about things Shrek has still talked about before anyone knew who Shrek was. And so I can't say what's true or not because I have absolutely no idea. And I know that some people have vouched for his stories. And I know some people have also publicly questioned his stories. So what we'll say is Caldwell, his former teammate, did come out and say that he is exaggerating and has gone off the radar. That's Caldwell's words. Let's go and roll that clip right now.
Shrek has completely gone off the radar. Yeah. If anyone wants me to talk about Shrek has completely gone off the radar. He's on whatever will get him famous. That's all I know. Yeah. He's exaggerating completely.
So there you had Jamey Caldwell, again, a former unit operator. He was in Tora Bora with John McPhee right at the start of the War of Afghanistan. Clearly doesn't seem to be impressed with some of the stories that he's told around the interview circuit. I will say that I think his interview on Megyn Kelly drew a lot of negative reactions, a lot of backlash due to some of the claims that he made about the war and what might have happened. Again, I'm not here to tell you what we do or don't know. That's up for him and his teammates. Clearly, there's a significant level of disagreement there. And you can tell that these guys aren't overly happy with some of the stories that are out there. And it is what it is. People aren't going to love everything they hear, but it gets even more interesting because Kyle Morgan, former unit member, obviously the Radisson Blue hero in Mali in 2015, he earned the Distinguished Service Cross for his actions on a hostage rescue mission where he went in and protected people in a hotel that was being attacked. Kyle, again, not someone I know well. I will tell you that I have spoken to Kyle, never in person, but have spoken to him before. He comes off as a genuinely nice guy. And I'm not going to get into anything that was discussed, but he comes off as someone, you can watch his Sean Ryan show. He comes off as someone who understands that he made some mistakes in his life, went through a lot of trauma, went through a very traumatic event in Mali. That can change a person, obviously. And I'm not here to judge anyone or say, here's how you should or shouldn't do something. I think the guy clearly went through an event the average human could never understand and dealt with that maybe in a negative way for a while, but has gotten much better, is in a much happier place. But again, they don't seem to be the biggest fans, and they had some very critical comments. Let's go ahead and roll this tape right now.
Here's what you guys love. So Kyle Morgan, ex-unit guy, has started buying into the whole mount and GBRS BS. Overall, useful training or maybe selling out. Yeah.
Dude,
so
let's move off this one. Move off this one. Don't even address it.
No, all I'm going to say is he was fired. There's a reason, right? He's just out making money. That's all he's doing. If you look on his website, he offers 30 fucking different things in training, right? There's a reason. When you see guys that offer security work, protection, rifle, pistol, night vision, a million fucking
landscaping, fucking off.
Yeah. Dude. Stay in your fucking wheelhouse. That's why all I do is CQB and night vision stuff. That's all I do. I don't even do rifle pistol stuff anymore. If anybody asks me, I refer them to X-Ray Alpha. I'm like, hey, if anybody wants rifle pistol stuff, go see fucking Matt. Don't come to me. I'm not gonna do it.
The thing is, with Kyle, the best thing we can do, Jamey, Mike, as from our pedigree, don't even say the name. Don't acknowledge it, right? Dude's a fucking turd, piece of shit, doesn't matter. Don't even say the fucking name. Ignore him.
Well, this fucking, well, I'm going to say it so that people know not to fucking go to him for training.
So right there, you had Caldwell and Pranka again talking about Kyle Morgan, a former unit member who went through some very difficult, tough times, was fired from the unit, according to the video you just saw, ended up leaving, maybe not on the best of terms. And I got to just tell you, overall, this whole situation really stunned me because it is, again, rare you see unit members kind of go after each other publicly. I'm not saying it hasn't happened before. I certainly know unit guys have gone after other people in the military very publicly. Tim Kennedy would be an example of some guys that, or a guy that has been publicly called out on a very public platform, that being the Anti-Hero podcast, which I encourage you all to go watch. Great podcast with Tyler Hoover and Brent Tucker. Brent Tucker, obviously a former unit guy. Tim Kennedy was never in the unit. Obviously, that should go without saying. But he called out a very well-known member of the military. So it's not like it hasn't happened before. What's stunning about this is not that it was just one case, two cases. There were three very clear cases. SEAL Team 6 member DJ Shipley, John Shrek McPhee, a former unit member, Kyle Morgan, a former unit member. I got to be honest, I'm not sure that this is really a good look in the sense that what is to be gained, I guess would be my question. Clearly there's bad blood. That goes, anyone who can watch the videos can see that there is significant bad blood there. But is this a good look? Is this a bad look? I don't know the full backstories. I was never in the military. I was never in Delta Force. Again, I can only say what I know from guys who were there, who know these guys. But this is one of the craziest Delta Force stories I've seen possibly ever, because it really is pulling back the curtain on how some of these guys feel about each other. And obviously it's not all sunshine and roses and rainbows. It's pretty ugly at times. There's a lot of bad blood to some degree. But man, oh man, talk about what I did not expect to see when firing up my computer, when looking at what was going on. Absolutely nuts, just crazy. But I want to know what you guys think. And let me say this, actually. Let me say this. All of these guys are heroes. All of these guys, whether it's Pranka, Caldwell, or the people that they're criticizing, Kyle Morgan, John Shrek McPhee, DJ Shipley, anyone that served in a tier 1 capacity is a hero. Doesn't mean you're not going to have disagreements. Doesn't mean you're going to like each other. Doesn't mean you're always going to get along. But we can separate the fact that these guys did a job that was insanely dangerous and they did it at a high level and they should be applauded for that. And then at the same time, there's these very public now disputes. And I haven't seen any response from DJ Shipley. Haven't seen any response from Kyle Morgan. I'd be shocked if they did respond. Who knows? Maybe they'll get together and have a debate. That would be very entertaining. Maybe they'll get together and iron out their differences privately. I can't tell you that because I don't know, but I do know this is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below how you would handle this situation, what you think of it. What do you think of these guys? Let me know what you think of all the people that were mentioned in the videos that are that are also talking in the videos. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you always know when new videos coming. I'll see you all next time.